Hey guys, welcome back. So I'm so excited for today's video because I'm finally going to be filming a tutorial using the Jaclyn palette by Morphe brushes. I actually didn't purchase this palette. This isn't my palette, which I know kind of sounds strange, but I'll explain. So first of all, my neighbor just started mowing the lawn, so I'm really sorry if you hear that. Hopefully my microphone cancels that out, but in case it doesn't, they're mowing the lawn and I apologize. And to be really honest with you guys, when new products come out onto the market that are really hyped up, I usually don't go and purchase them right away. I kind of give it a minute to see if it kind of like, fades out and all of the hype gets out of the system. You guys know what I mean? Like, I feel like some products are just so marketed well and so hyped up, and sometimes they're not even really great products. Now, I will say I was planning on purchasing the Jaclyn palette. I knew that if Jaclyn was putting it together, it was going to be a really great product because I honestly don't really feel like she would ever put her name on anything that wasn't up to her standard and her quality. But I wasn't planning on purchasing it right away, or I wasn't going to be heartbroken if I didn't get it right away. I knew it was going to sell out super quickly, which it did, like in 45 minutes. And to be really honest, I wasn't awake yet when it had already sold out. I had went to bed extremely late that night before, or extremely early because it was like 2 or 3 in the morning, and I just didn't get up in time to get the palette. And I just wasn't heartbroken by it because I knew, first of all, it was going to restock, and I didn't really like have an urge to get it to film a video for you guys because I knew there was going to be so many videos on the palette out there that it's just crazy. And there's so many videos on it, which is great. There's beautiful looks that people are doing with the palette. But like I said, I just wasn't heartbroken because I knew that I would eventually be able to get my hands on it. Well, one of my friends in the meantime had actually purchased the palette. She had waited that morning and was super excited, got on the website, ordered the palette for herself, and she really got into makeup by watching my videos, and she started watching other YouTubers, and she wanted me to use her palette to create a look that she could recreate at home. So at first I was like, oh my gosh, I am not using your brand new palette, and she completely insisted that I come get it. She left it in the packaging, everything, so that I could try it out and do a video for you guys and for her so that she could get an idea of how to use the palette. So the only request that she had is that I use the pink shade at the top. So I'm gonna do that today, just for like an everyday wearable look, which I also really wanted to do. I wanted to keep in mind the people that may be purchasing this palette that aren't really gonna gravitate towards the brighter, like super beautiful colors, but just not for like an everyday look, you know what I mean? So I really want to play with some more neutral colors and that pinky shade at the top, and hopefully create a look that you guys could wear like on a day-to-day basis. If you didn't want to go for something, a little bit more bright and bold, which I think is absolutely beautiful, like I said. It's just not colors I would gravitate towards either, like on a daily basis. So just giving you guys some options today. So I hope you guys enjoy, and let's get started. So I'm not really going to give like a complete review on the palette. I will say I've tried it 2 times. And I like it. I think the colors are very pigmented, which is great. Of course, we knew they were going to be super pigmented, and they really do blend out nicely. I had a little bit of trouble, to be really honest with you, with this shade right here at the top. And this shade definitely reminds me a lot of Cream Brulee by Makeup Geek, which I like to use in my crease a lot. It's kind of like a mixture of peach smoothie and a cream brulee mixed. And I just could not get it to lay down on my crease when I first went in and used it. And I'm not really for sure what was up with that, but once I broke that initial top layer, it started to apply a lot better. So I'm not for sure what was going on with that, but I'm gonna try it out today on camera and we'll see. So I took a little bit of that shade and I'm just gonna work this throughout the crease. Of course, my neighbor had to start mowing. Like, I even got up early to do this video, and of course they decide to mow when I'm filming for the first time in 2 weeks. Okay, so it's laying down a lot better today, as you guys can see. I'm getting, a pretty good amount of fallout, if you guys can see. I don't know if you guys can see that on camera, which isn't always a bad thing. It could mean that it's just very creamy, and buttery and blendable, but I just wanted to let you guys know. Okay, so I'm gonna do the exact same thing to this other side. Down onto my lid a little bit, and then into my inner corner. I got a trim the other day and I literally only got like sawdust cut off, like barely anything at all. You couldn't see anything on the floor. Yet I no longer have a bun. Like, I cannot get my hair to stay in a bun at all. It's the most bizarre thing ever. Has that ever happened to you guys? Like, I don't understand how sawdust made my bun stay. And now that I have no sawdust, my bun is a no-go. Next, I'm gonna go in with probably my favorite like transition shade in the palette, which is right here called Pukey. I love this shade. It's one of those almost yellow undertoned warm shades, which you guys know. If you've watched my channel, I'm like obsessed with anything yellow undertoned. I know it's weird. But I'm gonna go in with that shade today. I'm not exactly sure what kind of look I'm doing today, like I said. So I'm just kind of playing. I'm just gonna pop this on like the outer fourth of my eye. The great thing about this palette is that all of the shades that I've used so far blend really nicely together. So that means the formulation is actually really good. I feel like the formulation is very similar to the other Morphe palettes that I have tried. I'm just gonna bring this shade in just a little bit further towards the inner corner. My eyes look crazy. Look how much fallout I got right there. That's okay. Now I think I'm gonna go in with the shade right here called Buns. I got buns, hun. And I'm gonna grab a smaller dense brush and I'm just going to pop this on the outer corner of my eye. That's where we're gonna start at least. This is kind of like a neutral warm tone. I know that makes probably no sense, but it isn't like super, super warm, but it has just enough warmth in it to add some warmth to the eye. I know that sounds weird, but it's not like extremely warm where it's gonna make your whole entire eye look turn warm. I am gonna keep this color right under my crease though. I'm not gonna take it above. I'm definitely getting a lot of fallout, as you guys can see. I'm just going back in with that first blending brush that I used to apply a silk cream, and I'm just gonna buff out the edges just to make sure we don't have any harshness going on. Harshness going on. I'm not really worried about all this fallout right now because I can just go back and clean it up with concealer. I just rather have everything blended first, you know, versus going and cleaning it up and then I have sharp lines and it doesn't look so blended and diffused. Now I'm switching my brush to a MAC 242, which is basically just a flat, dense shader brush. Anytime I apply color to my lid, if I really want it to stand out, I'll use something that's a little bit more dense and packed so that the color packs onto the brush and then packs onto my lid a lot easier. So now I'm gonna grab the shade Sissy from the palette, which is that really pretty pink. I'm just going to apply it without any Fix Plus, and then I may go back in and wet my brush a little bit to just really make it pop. We'll see. That's really pretty, but I do want it to stand out, so I'm going to go ahead and apply it with no Fix Plus on the side real quick, and then I'm going to go back in and wet it and intensify it a little bit. I feel like this shade applies a little bit better if you kind of like work it in versus just press it in like that, like back and forth, if that makes sense. Okay, so I'm just gonna grab a little bit more of Sissy. I'm surprised Annabelle's not running in here because that's what we call her. We call her Sissy. Okay, so I just got a little bit of Fix Plus on there and I'm just gonna dab it right in the center. That definitely makes it stand out just a little bit more, which is what I was going for. So I do like that. I'm gonna do the exact same thing to the other side. I don't like to drench my brush because I feel like it just, I don't know, it gets too wet and then it kind of separates the shadow, which is what obviously we don't want to do. Yeah, I'm definitely loving this so much better with the Fix Plus. I hope the camera's picking up how pretty this is. That is gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, I'm gonna clean up my under eyes real quick just because I'm looking pretty scary right now. Okay, I just wanted to take away the majority of that under there. Now I'm gonna go ahead and smoke out my lower lash line. I probably should have done that before I just cleaned it up, but that's okay. I really wanted to get some of the darker shades off there and, you know, layer it a little bit better. So I'm gonna go in with the Sigma E30. This is a fresh, brand new brush. And I'm gonna take the shade Well, I'm gonna kind of go in order like what I did on, you know, my lid. So I'm gonna go in with the shade Silk Cream, and I'm just gonna pop that under there. Then I'm gonna take a little bit of Pukey and apply that right over top. And a lot of the times when I use eyeliner, I really can't see my eyeshadow. So I've been skipping it lately, but if it's something that you would love to wear, go for it. Go ahead and apply it now. It'd still look really pretty with this look, but I'm gonna skip it today. For my brow bone, I think I'm gonna go in with the shade, let's see what it's called. I gotta get my little note card. I'm gonna go in with the shade Beam and Enlighten. I'm gonna mix them both. They're both the top shades right up here in the palette, these two. I'm just gonna pop this at the very top of my brow bone and then blend it out because that is pretty darn intense. There isn't like a matte like highlight shade in this palette, but I want to stick to using just the palette. So I'm gonna make this work. Normally I probably wouldn't have done shimmer because I have shimmer on the lid, but that's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and pop both of those same shadows right on the inner corner of my eye. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to mascara. I'm gonna be using two different ones. I'm gonna be using the Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir Major Volume Mascara on my upper lashes. And then for my lower lashes, I'm gonna use the MAC Extended Play Giga Black Lash Mascara. I'm gonna go ahead and apply a coat of these, and then I'm gonna go in with my false lashes today and just apply them off camera. I'm gonna be using the Wispies by Ardell. I'm gonna use the MAC Strobe Cream today, kind of as my primer. So I'm just going to just a little bit of this. You don't need much of this, but it makes your skin super glowy. I love it. My pores are out today. My pimples are out today, my chin. Like I've got all my friends with me today, you guys. So I'm gonna go in with my Pores No More primer as well by Dr. Brandt. And I love this for pores. It just fills them in. So I'm just gonna pop this right where my pores are and just push it so it really gets in there. I'm still on my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation kick, so I'm going to use this again today. This is the shade Golden Beige. You guys, this is just so affordable, and the coverage and the finish is so beautiful. So I'm going to just go ahead and apply this, kind of skip over doing my foundation today on camera. Let me know if you guys want me to include it in my videos or kind of skip over things that I normally do all of the time. So just let me know in the comments and I'll be right back. Now we're moving on to concealer. I'm going to be using the True Match by L'Oreal. I have been obsessed with this stuff. I've raved about it in my last couple of videos. So beautiful for under the eye. So I'm applying this one pretty close up to my eye, like right under my lower lash line. Honestly, you don't need this much. I kind of just went ham with it. If I want a little extra coverage, I'll go in with the Tarte Shape Tape. So I'll show you how I do that. I just basically apply that like right here. And then that's it. Done. And that just adds a little bit more coverage because I do have some hyperpigmentation right here. So that helps to, you know, kind of cover that a little bit more. But other than that, that is all I do. And it's so beautiful. That MAC Giga Black Lash Mascara makes my lower lashes so long. So now it's hard for me to get under there and blend it out, which normally I do my concealer before I do that, but I don't know what I was thinking today. My friend said that I could do another look, or how many looks I want to do with the palette. So if you guys want to see like a more dramatic look with the palette, or have a specific color that you guys have in mind that you would like to see me use, let me know in the comments and I can do another look for you guys. I'm also going to cream contour a little bit today with the Wet n Wild contour stick. So I'm just going to apply a little bit to my forehead. I just did an entire video showing how I do this, so I will link that down below for you guys. And this contour stick itself is amazing. So if you guys want to see how I do this in depth and a little bit more slow-mo, then I will again link the video down below so you guys can check it out. I don't self-tan my ears, and sometimes I forget to put makeup on them when I'm self-tanned, and I just look like I have these like little white ears hanging out behind my hair. And for highlighter, I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow palette. And I'm going to use the shade right here, which is obviously the highlight shade. Oh, I just absolutely love this highlight. It is stunning. It's just enough. It's not like super over the top, but it's not really subdued either. It's like that perfect medium. This is just kind of like that expensive highlight, you know, where it doesn't look cheap. It's never gonna look cheap. It's just gonna look like, I don't know. It's like a designer handbag, you know what I mean? Like, there's a quality difference, you know? You're never gonna look like you have like a bunch of glitter on your face. You're just gonna look lit from within. And I absolutely love it. So pretty. And for blush, I'm gonna use this shade by NYX called Terracotta. It's really beautiful and I haven't used it in a while. So why not? I think it's gonna be really pretty with this look. So I'm just gonna pop this to the sides of my apples. It's just enough, you know? Has a little bit of radiance, a little bit of rosiness, but not too much. It has that bronzy vibe where it just like meshes into your bronzer, which is basically my favorite blushes to wear. I'm gonna touch up my mascara on my bottom lashes just because I got some concealer in them. And then last but not least, we are on to lips, and I am having a really hard time deciding what I want to do. I think I'm just gonna stick to what I love, you guys. I've been absolutely obsessed with the ABH lip gloss in Undressed, and I think it would look really pretty, but then I'm thinking about a liquid lipstick or the Kim KW from Charlotte Tilbury. I'm gonna go ahead and slightly line my lips first and then decide. I'm gonna use the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Pencil in Naked 2. I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of blot some of this Kim KW on. See how I like it. That's actually really pretty. I'm really glad that I did that. I'm gonna go back in with a little bit more of the liner and just kind of shade in the corners. I don't know, you guys, I kind of just like that. I could go in with the gloss over top, but now I'm just like, I'm really liking that with this top. So maybe I'll just leave this. I am gonna take just a little bit of highlighter and pop it on my collarbones. So I definitely am gonna leave this lip combination. I'm kind of obsessed with it right now, actually, and I think it's gonna be a new fave. So the Naked 2 by Urban Decay with the Kim KW by Charlotte Tilbury, beautiful combination. Love it. So that is it for this tutorial, besides finishing off my face with some MAC Fix Plus or some setting spray. But for the eye look and everything like that, this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun playing around with this palette today and creating this look. If you guys want to see any other looks with the palette, just let me know in the comments and I can do it, because I will have this palette for a while. Do I think that I will still go ahead and purchase this for myself? I do. I think the colors in here are just absolutely beautiful. They blend really nicely together. The color Pukey is probably my favorite out of the palette. I know, as weird as that sounds, it's just the most beautiful yellow undertoned kind of crease transition shade, which I'm a huge fan of. Like I said, I did have a hard time when I first initially used this palette with the shade Silk Cream blending out on my eye. That could be because I have very dry lids at times, so maybe that's what happened. I'm not for sure, but today, I mean, it did blend out pretty nicely. If you look back like 2 videos ago, I was using this palette. I used like this shade and this shade right there mixed together, and I felt like I had a little choppiness on this side as well, and you can kind of see in that video. I mean, I went in there and I blended that thing, but it just did not blend out. It still like remained choppy, but again, that could be because my eyelids were so dry. If you're someone that doesn't really venture into, you know, color or warmer tones, then I'd probably say you don't need this palette, but for the price point and for all you get in here, I think it's a really great value and it's a great palette. I think that the look turned out really pretty and I think it's wearable, so I hope you guys like it too, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.